Namaskar to everybody who have joined today in this auspicious night, spiritual discussion, spiritual discourse. And today we have to know something about the power of meditation. And as you have seen, that we have to deal with three aspects which are intimately related with meditation. First is how to get rid of the past karmas, then how to stop the creation of new karmas, and then finally to reach the goal of liberation. So let us understand one thing at the very outset, that why should we bother for liberation, or why we are interested in getting rid of past karmas and not allowing new karmas to be cause of bondage for us. This is very important to know. In this respect, one thing is very clear, that nobody wants unhappiness. Still, unhappiness is a unwanted guest, and we always want happiness, but this happiness lifts us and puts us in the tragedy of suffering. So this why this happens like this, it is very important to understand. And for this, we have also to understand that our existence is not some surprise occurrence, a very unknown, mysterious happening. It is passing through various stages of evolution. And till the birth of first human baby, everything in this creation is starting from the first phase of creation, in which ether, air, luminous and liquid factors are created. And then the second phase starts, in which from inert matter, the consciousness gradually evolves, and first unicellular amoeba existence, then multicellular plants, birds, beasts, and finally human mind and human body comes into existence. This cycle of this Brahma Chakra, this cosmic cycle, gives us a very clear picture that we are passing through various stages of evolution. We are not something, a sudden occurrence, a surprise occurrence. And in this evolutionary process of our human march, we find that before humans, many animals have come which have certain instinct which we find in humans also. Like monkeys, we find that monkeys remove the skin of the banana and then they eat it. So they have developed mind. So this mind, which is, passing through evolution. So before coming to human being, it is moving with the momentum of the cosmic mind. Cosmic mind, this supreme entity's mind, supreme consciousness mind, it is responsible for the evolution of all these creatures in the cosmos, plants, birds, beasts. But in human life, the cosmic will has granted some independence, which was not available to other forms of creation, other forms of creatures. This independent will is the cause of desire, and desire leads to action. So far, animals, birds, and beasts and other forms of living beings are concerned, there is no chance of degeneration in them. They are always moving on the path of higher ladder of consciousness because they are totally guided by cosmic will. Hence, their progress is a surety. There is no question of going back. But when a human being is created, there comes the role of independent will. This has to be understood clearly, that why we are so much concerned about our karmas, past or present or future. This independent will can go in right direction, it can go in wrong direction. It can take us to blessedness and it can take us to depression and frustration. Both the possibilities are there. We have not heard anyone in this creation telling lies, but we find humans telling lies. A botanist, when he tests the life of a tree, he finds that it is 500 years old. Now, botanists of India or Japan or Germany, New Zealand, Australia, America, any country, they will get the same result. It is 500 years old. There is no untruthfulness, no lie in the creation anywhere. Dog, it will never give up its specialty of being loyal to its master. Dog of any, you can say, variety will always be loyal. It can never betray its master, but humans can betray also. So therefore, there is a specialty in human existence that it has an independent mind. Why this specialty has been granted? It is because that everything is happening because of the cosmic will. It is a creation of the cosmic Father, the Supreme Consciousness. So he is the Supreme Progenitor, and he finds that everything is moving as per his will. And as we know, scriptures also say that not a blade of grass can move without his will. Such is the experiences of the evolved, elevated spiritual practitioners, spiritual aspirants. Not a blade of grass can move without his will. So everything is happening according to his will. And therefore, all the forms of creatures, plants, birds, beasts, and even human beings, plants, birds, and beasts, till human beings, they do not know whether there is any goal of life, whether our evolution is going towards certain destination. They do not know. It is just like computer, something is fed and it is accordingly functioning. The dog cannot be a betrayer. The monkey, it will always eat banana after removing the skin, whereas the cow or horse, it eats the whole thing. It does not remove the skin, it eats the banana. So whatever is already given to them, their inborn instincts, they act accordingly. They do not deviate an inch from there. Of course, with the help of training, a constant association with human beings, they develop some good qualities, but that is marginal. It is not something totally against their fundamental qualities. Therefore, a monkey does not know that it is a monkey, or a dog does not know it is dog, but we know that we are human beings and they are dogs, these are monkeys, bullocks. So this type of discrimination is only in human being. So it has been because of the reason that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Consciousness who has created this universe, he wants us, he wants humans to realize that we have come from a source, the supreme progenitor, the supreme nucleus, the nave of the cosmos. We have come from there and we have to merge in that supreme nucleus. This thinking that we have come from something and we have to march towards our desideratum, that supreme entity from where we have come, this consciousness, this awareness is only in human beings, in none of the creators. It is because now he wants, the supreme entity wants that we should consciously embrace him. We should consciously realizing that we have a supreme father, supreme mother, and a supreme abode, and we have to reach there. This awareness, this consciousness is lacking in all other forms of creatures. So that's why this independent will has good aspects as well as bad aspects. Good aspects when we are moving towards our desideratum, the supreme entity, and bad when we are moving away from it, when there is degeneration of mind and all types of negative tendencies have better of us, and they occupy our mind, they dominate our mind. So because of this desire, the anything can happen. And the system is this, that first desire occurs, will occurs to our mind, and then we start an action. Will is the original action. And because of the will, we experiences happiness and unhappiness. And their collectivity, the collective, the existence of all our happiness and unhappiness, it is called Vasana Bhand in Sanskrit. This is like you can say, water pot, a karma pot, which accommodates our karmas, our actions. First, the will is there, and then according to that will, our sensory and motor organs, efferent and efferent nerves, they start acting. So this will, this Vasana Bhand, it is like a pot, and whatever we do, it is stored there. This is like a warehouse of karma. And as we know, it is a scientific truth that as every action has got reaction, science says equal reaction, equal and opposite reaction, and spirituality says that equal and opposite, if the time, place, and person remain unchanged. If there is a change in time, place, and person, then the reactions may be more or less. If it is not changed, then we'll get the same reaction. So in this Vasana Bhand, this warehouse, karma warehouse, whatever we do, it is stored there. And so a karma shaya, a godown of karma is created in our mind. And because of this godown of karmas, our the future course of life is determined. And there are two parts of the creation of karma by our activities, our actions, our will. One is that when we consider our present life, then we find that a child which is born has some special characteristics. One child may be talented in mathematics, another child may be talented in music, and still another in painting, although they are the children of the same parents. Still, there is so much difference in their aptitude, in their likings, in their talent. So much difference is there. Why it is so different? It is because of their different karmasya. The karmasya, the warehouse of karma, it is not same in case of individuals. It is different for everybody. So everybody has their own destiny, their own course of life. Even the twins are not identical. There may be similarities, but they are not identical even in physical features, and there may be vast difference in mental qualities. So this karmasya is a very important factor in the life of an individual. And this karmasya, it is because of the vasana bhan, because of our collective will, in which includes our happiness as well as unhappiness. Both, when they are collectively, they create a type of pot in which whatever original act is done by us, its vibration is stored there. So our present is based on our past life. When we are born, that moment our extracerebral memory also takes us to our past life, and therefore we find a child, a very small child of 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, is smiling without any cause or weeping without any cause. And many gestures and postures are because of its past experiences which occurs in the mind. At that time, its brain is not so developed. It is gradually trying to grow, and with the growth, naturally, it will be acquainted with the new environment. But before the full growth, which starts expressing at the age of 12th or 14th, 12, 13, 14th, it has some memory of the past, and accordingly it behaves, it expresses itself. So this extracerebral memory, which is connected with the past, influences our present life. And the present life, when we are in a new environment, in a new house with new parents, we get acquainted with them slowly, slowly. Our nervous system starts acclimatizing with the current environment. So now we have two sets of actions. One is what we have done in the past, that is one vasana bhan, and all our karmas are stored there. And accordingly, we get the birth, the present birth. Now, in the present life, what we are doing, those karmas and the past karmas, if they are similar, then they get easily stored there. If they are not similar, then it strikes the Vasana Bhant. So the past karmas gets, stimulated, and there is a quick expression of the result of our past actions. So this past karmas and the present karmas, the past actions and the present actions, there are three stages in which we can experience the result of our present action. Normally, many people, they are very honest and still they are suffering. They are in poverty, they are in all sorts of privation, deprivation, and they attribute it to God or destiny, why I am in so much difficulties when I am leading an honest life, a pious life. And there are evil people, unrighteous people, they are enjoying life. They are prospering, and people say that he is dishonest and still God has blessed him with riches and honor, and I, being an honest person, is in living in all sorts of want, all sorts of difficulties. So this clash comes in the mind because we are not aware of our past actions. We do not see those past actions because they are in our Vasana Bhand and they are not visible with these eyes. For this, great insight is required, and that insight will be available to us only when we practice meditation and go deeper into our consciousness. So, whatever is happening in the present, we do not find any connection with our, I can say, good action or bad action. We are doing good action and we are getting very adverse result. And those who are doing bad action, they are getting very good results. So this type of, I can say, anomaly which we find in our life is because of three main reasons. One is that when our karmas in the Vasana Bhand and our present action, if they are similar, our past actions and our present actions, they are of similar nature, then the result may come immediately. Because the result comes only when an action is complete. When action is midway, then the result will not come. This retribution is only after the completion of an action. And just like, when a ball is thrown in this towards the sky, gradually it loses its energy to go higher. And finally, it loses all energy to go upwards. And thereafter, it starts falling down. Similarly, when we do an action, that action first needs to be completed. And then it gets matured. And after maturity, the result starts. Before that, it will be unnatural. If we sow a seed and we want immediately to get the fruits, it is not possible. The wheat will give its you know, once the mango gives fruit and the sandalwood gives scent, fragrance in 30 years. So it is all working in a particular system. So similarly, when mind is attached with motor organs, sensory organs, and pranendriya, when it is attached with them, which is in our present life, we are active, we are thinking, we are working, we are discussing, we are always in action. We can never remain without action. Till our body is alive, we are always in action. And when we are dead, then we are burnt in the cremation ground. So the body presupposes the existence of action. And when action is there, this means mind is attached with sensory organs, motor organs, and another indriya that is called pranendriya, which is very vital indriya, because it gives us the feeling of soft and hard, melodious and harshness, the cold and hot. These types of things are not possible to be perceived by motor or sensory organs. They are done by the pranendriya. So till the mind is attached with these three sensory organs, motor organs, and pranendriya, then this vasana bhan is not affected. It remains as it is. And so the karmas which are there, done by us in this life, they do not get the opportunity of attaining maturity. But the moment the mind is detached from sensory organs, motor organs, and pranendriya, in that stage there is a pause in our existence. Like when a person goes in coma, or a person dies, then also there is a detachment. In coma also there is detachment. And in meditation also there is a detachment. So when there is a detachment, then our karmas which we have done in the present life, they get maturity. And therefore, after these three stages in which mind is detached from these three indriyas, then there is a great change in our life, maybe a spectacular change. A person who was unhappy may see only happy days. A person who was in, you can say, happy may have to lead a tragic life after coming out of the coma or after getting a new life. So this is very important, that our mind should be detached from pranendriya, karmendriya, and jnanendriya. Then alone we can get the result quickly. So in order to be free from the past karmas, what is required? The vasana bhand has to be emptied from the, emptied of the past karmas which are there. And this emptying the past karmas in the vasana bhand is the sadhana meditation of liberation. It is mukti sadhana. And this is possible by retribution. Whatever we have done, we have to undergo the results. There is no escape from this. Yatha lohmai pase pase swarnmay rupi tatha baddho bhavet jivo karma bhishcha shubhay shubhay. The scriptures say that whether we do good action or we do bad action, both are bondages. And one is the bondage of iron, and another is bondage of gold. But whether it is a gold shackle or it is iron shackle, gold handcuff or iron handcuff, both are handcuffs. Our hands will be, in a bondage because of the handcuffs. So therefore, these karmas, whatever we have done, we cannot escape from their results. And this meditation, as well as the company of Sadguru, the company of divine souls, the company of great sadhkas, it helps in the maturity of the actions and the quicker results. So the results have to come. We cannot escape it. But then there is a quicker results because of our meditation as well as good company, spiritual company. Both these things help us. And when the Vasana bhan becomes empty, then then also one thing has been attained, that we have emptied our Vasana bhan, our karma warehouse of our past actions by undergoing their results quickly, with faster speed, rapid speed. This we can do by meditation. This we can do by availing spiritual company, spiritual environment. It accelerates the process. And so far creating a new karmas is concerned, it is to be borne in mind that whatever we do has the potentiality to bear fruits. It cannot go unrewarded, unreacted. Reaction will come. So the best process is that we have to keep our mind unattached. When there is a feeling that I am doing an action, then because of the feeling of doership, the results are also to be enjoyed by us. And when this warehouse, this godown of karmas has been emptied because of the quick retribution, quick speed of retribution, then that Vasana bhan becomes full of consciousness. There are no karmas in that. But the possibility of new karmas entering into the Vasana bhan has to be checked by remaining always alert, that our actions do not become the cause of our bondage. And how it will happen? When we are filling our Vasana bhan, our karma godown, karma storehouse with consciousness, not the karmas, but consciousness because of our meditation, because of our spiritual company, spiritual study, always thinking of the Supreme, and also doing every action with the ideation of the Supreme. This part, that whatever I am doing is because of the grace of the Lord, because Lord has given me energy, it has given me the capacity to do. That's why I am doing it for His pleasure. He has sent me to do service to suffering humanity. I have to exist for the welfare of all. With these feelings, when we do an action, then that action, so doership, is not attributed to us. When we feel that God is utilizing me, God is using me, God is working through me, I am only an instrument, then, instrument does not get the result of the action. Suppose somebody writes with his pen some derogatory expressions for somebody, one of his acquaintances. Now that person, after reading those derogatory words, expressions, his reaction, his anger will be on the pen or one who has written with the help of the pen. Just think of it. He will not be angry on the pen. He will be angry on the person who has used the pen to write derogatory remarks against him. So the actor is the main factor. Doership is the main factor. That's why Sri Shyamurti says that even instrumentality may become a burden. It may become the cause of bondage because a person may get inflated ego that Lord has made me the instrument. I am so blessed, I am so pious, I am so holy, so great that Lord has made me the instrument. He has not made others the instrument. This ego, although sentient ego, but still it is an ego. And this ego may also lead us to degeneration. Therefore, Sri Anandamurti Ji, propounder of Anandamar philosophy and ideology, he says that what should one have the ideation while doing an action? That Lord has done his work through himself. Means just merging my identity in his identity. That he has done his work, materialized through himself, not myself. So this is called, there is a science of Brahmacharya Vigyan. It is a unique thing given in Anand Marg Yog Sadhana, Anand Marg science of yoga, in which it is taught how one cannot become the captive of karmas. He will do karma, she will do karmas, still he or she will not come under the bondage of karmas. So this is, I can say, something new thing in spirituality given by Sri Shyamurti Ji. Although this type of feeling that there should be some system so that while doing an action, we do not acquire the potentiality to undergo its result, was first experienced by Ashtavakra, the great yogi Ashtavakra. He realized that we are doing action and these actions put us in trouble. So there should be some system, some spiritual discipline, some spiritual practice, some spiritual lesson, so that even while doing an action, we are not incurring, we are not acquiring the potentiality to undergo the fruits of our action. But he was not Mahakal, he was not Mahashambhuti, he did not have the capacity to empower such mantras which can give us this experience of being unattached with an action. Talking about unattachment is very easy, but how to come in practice, how to bring it in practice, certain spiritual process is required, and which Ashtavakra could not do, although he said that there should be something like Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma, that everything is Brahma. When we are eating, we are walking, we are sleeping, everything is Brahma. This type of some spiritual process should be there. this idea has emerged in his mind. And Sri Shanmurti ji made certain mantras, Siddha, he empowered certain vibrations, Sanskrit letters, Sanskrit words, which are called Guru Mantra, the second lesson in Ananda Marg meditation. They keep us free from acquiring the potentiality of undergoing fruits of our actions. We have not to undergo fruits of those actions. And this will prevent the coming into existence of new karmasayas, new storehouse of karmas, which is full of our actions. This Vasna Bhan, this pot which stores the karmas, it should be full of Purusha. It should be full of consciousness and not karmas. And when we meditate, then our past actions gets maturity and their results are enjoyed by us and it becomes emptied. The vessel becomes emptied and finally it is totally emptied and it becomes full of Purusha consciousness. So one stage is in which we empty the vessel. The another stage is to get permanence of this emptiness. That means to preventing new karmas to enter into the vessel. And for this purpose, we have to take the help of mantra, Siddha mantra, which is given by Sri Shanmurti ji, and then this will become permanent. And it is called dugged bees, burnt seed or fried seed. If a seed is fried, it will never germinate. So the second stage will be when the storehouse of karma is totally full of consciousness, Purusha. There is no karma, the potentiality or its expressed form present in our Vasna Bhand. And therefore, we will have no rebirth. Rebirth is because of this karmasya, this storehouse, so there will be no rebirth. And that's why it is called the stage of dugged bees, burnt seed. But then Sri Shanmurti ji finally says that this burnt seed is there. That means seed is there, Vasna Bhand is there. There is nothing inside, but that pot is there. So what one has to do? That can still be somewhat worrisome, somewhat problematic for a spiritual aspirant. He will carry some problem. So Sri Shanmurti ji says that one has to surrender this at the feet of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Consciousness. That Lord, it is yours, you please take it. And then one becomes totally he, because there is nothing which can give him an individuality. And then finally, I and he become one. And that is the stage of liberation, that it will not put us in further bondage. But at the same time, we should also, and one more point I will say here, that when this pot is emptied of our past actions and it is being filled with the vibration, with the waves of consciousness, then this feeling that I am not this body becomes stronger. One starts feeling that it is pure consciousness and not a physical body. And in the second stage, when we go to do more and more meditation, deeper meditation, intense meditation, then it becomes permanent. It is not temporary, it is not only for a limited period, but it become permanent. And in third stage, the Vasna Bhand is offered at his lotus feet, and we become totally liberated. And this liberation is such a nature that when we are moving towards liberation with the help of meditation, then other things also, many, I can say, things we face in our life, we